talk about people living beyond their means is that they're doing things which they shouldn't really have the money to be able to do. They start going on expensive holidays, they start gambling excessively, they purchasing large assets, cars, houses, whatever it is, that they really shouldn't have the money to do based on what their salary is that they're earning. A really good example of this was the young lady that we caught stealing from a company. And the giveaway was she drove into work one day in a 7 Series BMW. And the BMW, she had personalized license plates called Bad Girl, which tickled my sense of humor. And soon afterwards, she bought a car for her mother and put personalized license plates on it called Back Off, which also was interesting when we got into the investigation. When she was queried on where she'd got the money from, she said, oh, her dad had died and left her an inheritance and she'd just turned 21 and the inheritance had come due. And that's how she'd managed to afford all of these luxury assets. But nobody in the company actually started to have a look to see, A, did she get an inheritance? And B, was there anything that she was doing wrong? As it turned out, what she was doing was she was defrauding the taxman. She was putting forward that they were claiming money back from tax in terms of input tax credits. And instead of those input tax credits, she was basically taking the difference between what should have been paid and what they did pay and paying it to herself, which meant that the company wasn't really seeing that they weren't losing money. But the problem is that they were defrauding the taxman without knowing it. And obviously, if that ever came up, it would be major trouble for the company. We were called in when they're on a suspicion that was raised actually in that case by the bank, where she decided to change bank accounts for some unknown reason. And the new bank manager happened to know the owner of the branch where she was at and phoned up and said, listen, how much does the salesperson get paid? Because there's large amounts going into a bank account. And he turned around and said, she's not even on commission. She gets a monthly salary. And that's what started the investigation. She'd ended up stealing around about $2.5 million in a relatively short space of time. But you can see that the way she was living was way beyond her means.